When the clock strikes 3, do whispers in the dark call out to you? Welcome to Shady's Night Terrors, where every night we delve into stories that stalk the dark corners of your mind. Join us as we explore chilling tales that make the bravest hearts quiver and the boldest eyes shut tight. Don't just listen, experience the spine-tingling, the eerie, the downright terrifying. Dare to be our guest tonight? Whisper. Then let the nightmares begin. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more nightmarish tales.
In a forgotten town hidden deep within shadowy forests stands an eerie apartment complex where darkness lurks. Jessica, a single mother, struggles to protect her children, Emily and James, after the mysterious disappearance of their father. When a ghostly neighbor girl gifts them a sinister mechanical puppy, their lives spiral into terror. Haunted by vengeful spirits, the family must confront the building's tragic past. This is Echoes of the Past, a chilling tale of supernatural horror. Dare to enter if you have the courage to face the darkness. Echoes of the Past. In the heart of a forgotten town, nestled between dense forests and whispering winds, stood an apartment complex that housed the forgotten dreams of its inhabitants. Here, amidst the peeling paint and creaking floorboards, lived a family that would soon discover the darkness lurking within their own walls. Jessica, a single mother with 2 children, Emily and James, struggled to make ends meet. The father, David, had long since disappeared into the shadows of the past, leaving them to fend for themselves in this desolate place. The children, full of youthful innocence, found solace in the few toys they had, their laughter echoing through the empty hallways. One fateful day, Emily and James met a mysterious neighbor girl who offered them a collection of toys. Among them was a lifelike mechanical puppy that seemed to have a mind of its own. The children were thrilled by the gift, unaware of the darkness that accompanied it. As the days turned into nights, strange occurrences began to plague the family. The mechanical puppy would bark and walk on its own, its eyes glowing with an eerie light. Jessica, once a loving mother, grew increasingly irritable and detached. Her behavior became erratic, and the children watched in horror as she became obsessed with the toy. The neighbor girl, a ghostly figure in the shadows, watched with a knowing smile. She was the spirit of a child who had once lived in the apartment complex, her life cut short by a tragic accident. Now she haunted the halls, using the cursed toys to possess and torment the families that lived there. As the days grew darker, Jessica's condition worsened. She would stare blankly at the mechanical puppy, her eyes glazed over with a distant look. Emily and James, fearing for their mother's life, confided in their father, David, who had returned to the town after years of absence. David, determined to save his family, began to investigate the history of the apartment complex. He uncovered the tragic tale of the neighbor girl and the curse that plagued the building. Armed with this knowledge, he confronted the mechanical puppy, smashing it to pieces in a desperate attempt to break the spell. As the toy shattered, the neighbor girl's spirit appeared, her ghostly form shimmering in the dim light. She revealed her sad story, and the family listened with tears in their eyes. They worked together to help the spirit find peace, holding a small ceremony to honor her memory. In the end, the curse was broken, and the family was finally free from the darkness that had consumed them. They learned the importance of facing their fears and working together to overcome the challenges that life threw their way. With the ceremony complete and the spirit of the neighbor girl finally at rest, Jessica, David, Emily, and James hoped for a new beginning. The apartment, however, held more secrets than they had initially discovered, and the echoes of the past were not entirely silenced. As the family settled back into their daily routine, David decided to stay with them for a while, fearing that the apartment's history might still hold untold dangers. His return brought a semblance of normalcy and security to the household, but a sense of unease lingered in the air. One evening, as David was exploring the basement of the apartment complex, he stumbled upon an old, dust-covered journal hidden behind a loose brick in the wall. The journal belonged to a previous tenant, a man named Charles who had lived there decades earlier. The entries detailed strange occurrences and inexplicable events that mirrored the family's recent experiences. Intrigued and concerned, David brought the journal upstairs and began reading it to Jessica. As they pored over the pages, they discovered that the apartment complex had been the site of numerous tragedies over the years. Each incident seemed to be connected to a mysterious force that thrived on fear and despair. Determined to uncover the truth, David and Jessica decided to investigate further. They visited the town's library, searching for any historical records or news articles related to the apartment complex. With the help of the librarian, Mrs. Thompson, they unearthed old newspapers and documents that revealed a pattern of unexplained deaths and disappearances dating back over a century. One article caught their attention. It described a young girl named Sarah who had died in a fire that had engulfed the apartment complex many years ago. The circumstances of the fire were mysterious, and it was rumored that Sarah's spirit still haunted the building. This revelation sent chills down their spines, but it also gave them a glimmer of hope. If they could uncover the truth about Sarah's death, they might be able to finally free the apartment complex from its curse. Returning to the apartment, David and Jessica shared their findings with Emily and James. The children, though frightened, were determined to help. Together, they decided to reach out to the other tenants, hoping that someone might have more information about Sarah or the history of the building. One elderly resident, Mrs. Henderson, reluctantly shared her memories of the fire. She had been a young girl at the time and had narrowly escaped the blaze. Mrs. Henderson revealed that Sarah had been an orphan, taken in by the building's owner, Mr. Whitaker. Rumors had circulated that Mr. Whitaker was involved in dark practices, and some believed he had been responsible for the fire to cover up his secrets. Armed with this new information, the family decided to investigate Mr. Whitaker's connection to the curse. They discovered that he had been a wealthy and influential man in the town, known for his interest in the occult. Digging deeper, they found records indicating that Mr. Whitaker had performed rituals in the basement of the apartment complex, seeking to harness supernatural powers. One night, David and Jessica ventured into the basement, determined to find evidence of these rituals. As they explored the dark, damp space, they stumbled upon a hidden room, its walls covered in strange symbols and old melted candles scattered across the floor. In the center of the room lay a charred wooden box, its contents long since turned to ash. The sight of it filled them with dread, but also a sense of resolve. With the pieces of the puzzle coming together, the family realized that Sarah's spirit was not the only one trapped in the apartment complex. The dark force that Mr. Whitaker had summoned still lingered, feeding on the fear and misery of the tenants. To break the curse once and for all, they needed to confront this malevolent entity and free the spirits it held captive. Gathering their courage, the family decided to hold a seance in the hidden room, hoping to contact Sarah and the other trapped spirits. With the help of Mrs. Henderson and a few other brave tenants, they formed a circle and began the ritual. As they called out to the spirits, the air grew cold, and the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the walls. Suddenly, the room was filled with a ghostly presence, and Sarah's spirit appeared before them. She looked both frightened and hopeful, her translucent form shimmering in the darkness. Sarah spoke to them, her voice a faint whisper. She revealed that Mr. Whitaker had indeed been responsible for the fire, but he had also trapped her and other spirits in the building as part of his dark rituals. The malevolent force that he had summoned was the true source of the curse, and it needed to be banished for the spirits to find peace. David, Jessica, and the others recited the incantation Sarah provided, their voices growing stronger with each word. The room shook, and the dark force manifested as a shadowy figure, its eyes burning with anger and hatred. It tried to lash out at them, but the circle held strong, their combined will overpowering the entity. With a final, desperate wail, the shadowy figure disintegrated into nothingness, and the oppressive weight that had hung over the apartment complex lifted. The room filled with a warm, soothing light, and Sarah's spirit smiled, finally free from her torment. The family, along with the other tenants, emerged from the basement feeling a sense of relief and renewal. The apartment complex, once a place of darkness and despair, now felt lighter, as if a heavy burden had been lifted. David decided to stay with Jessica and the children permanently, rekindling the love and trust that had been lost over the years. Together, they worked to repair the damage done by the curse, both to their home and to their relationships. Emily and James, though still young, had grown stronger through their experiences. They had faced their fears and learned the importance of family and unity. Their laughter once again filled the hallways, but now it was accompanied by a sense of peace and hope. Years passed, and the apartment complex became a symbol of resilience and renewal. The town, once forgotten, began to thrive again, its residents inspired by the courage and determination of the family that had broken the curse. Emily and James grew into adulthood, carrying with them the lessons they had learned. Emily pursued a career in social work, helping families in need, while James became a historian, preserving the stories of the past so that they would never be forgotten. Jessica and David, now grandparents, watched with pride as their children made a difference in the world. The apartment complex, no longer haunted by the echoes of the past, stood as a testament to the power of love and unity. And though the memories of their ordeal would always remain, they knew that they had faced the darkness together and emerged stronger for it. The echoes of the past had brought them together, and they would carry that strength with them into the future. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey through echoes of the past. If you enjoyed the story and crave more tales of mystery and horror, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss another spine-tingling story. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your theories and reactions. Stay tuned and come back for more stories that will haunt your dreams and keep you on the edge of your seat. Until next time, beware of the shadows, and remember, the past never truly stays buried.